Australia selects US-made Transwing VTOL drone for ship logistics. A U.S. drone company has secured its first international defense contract, winning an order from the Royal Australian Navy to supply Transwing vertical takeoff and landing unmanned aircraft systems for maritime distributed logistics operations, with deliveries of the initial P4 variant scheduled for spring 2026. PteroDynamics, Inc., a California-based developer of autonomous VTOL aircraft, announced the competitive contract award following a successful April 2025 demonstration for Australian Defence Force and Royal Australian Navy personnel that evaluated the P4 Transwing's endurance, speed, rate of climb, and ability to launch, transit, and recover payloads within confined areas over both land and water. The contract covers P4 Transwing aircraft training and ongoing technical support, and includes an option for the Royal Australian Navy to purchase larger P5 Transwing systems for delivery starting in 2027, according to the company's announcement. The Transwing's defining characteristic is its folding wing design, which allows the aircraft to transition between configurations optimized for vertical flight and conventional fixed-wing cruise flight without the performance compromises that most hybrid VTOL designs accept. In vertical mode, the wings fold to minimize ground footprint and allow launch and recovery from confined spaces aboard ships' vehicles or forward operating positions. In horizontal flight, the wings extend to provide the aerodynamic efficiency of a conventional fixed-wing aircraft, giving the platform significantly greater range and endurance than a pure multirotor design of comparable size could achieve. PteroDynamics describes the system as occupying one-third or less of the ground footprint of other VTOL aircraft with comparable wingspan, a claim that matters considerably when the operating surface is a ship's deck, per the company's product documentation. The P4 Transwing, the variant being delivered under the initial contract, has a maximum takeoff weight of 89 pounds with a maximum payload of 15 pounds, according to PteroDynamics specifications. Those figures place it in a category suitable for delivering small but operationally significant cargo, medical supplies, ammunition, repair parts, and communications equipment to ships and forward positions that would otherwise require helicopter sorties or surface vessel runs to sustain. The Royal Australian Navy's interest in the platform for distributed maritime logistics reflects a broader shift in how Western navies are thinking about sustainment in the Indo-Pacific, where vast distances, contested maritime environments, and the potential for peer adversary interference with conventional logistics chains have made autonomous unmanned resupply an operational priority rather than a research concept. The P5 Transwing, available as an option under the contract, represents a substantial capability step-up with a maximum takeoff weight of 330 pounds, a range exceeding 400 nautical miles, a payload capacity of 50 pounds, and a cruise speed of 70 knots. The P5 would give the Royal Australian Navy an autonomous logistics platform capable of meaningful intership or ship-to-shore resupply across the kind of distances that characterize Indo-Pacific operations, according to PteroDynamics specifications. A 400 nautical mile range at 70 knots translates to roughly a 6-hour mission radius, sufficient to sustain distributed force elements operating well beyond the range of helicopter-based logistics without requiring a surface escort. The Royal Australian Navy contract is PteroDynamics' first international defense sale, making it a commercially significant milestone for a company that has been developing the Transwing platform through domestic U.S. defense programs and commercial applications. Commodore Catherine Rhodes, Director General Logistics for the Royal Australian Navy, described the collaboration as reflecting strong trust, technical expertise, and shared commitment, and said it advances next-generation uncrewed capabilities that directly support the integrated force, per the company's announcement. The integrated force reference connects the Transwing program to Australia's broader defence strategic review-driven modernisation agenda, which has placed autonomous systems and distributed operations at the centre of how the Australian Defence Force intends to operate in future conflicts. Maritime autonomous logistics has been an area of active development across multiple allied navies since the early 2020s, driven by the recognition that future high-intensity conflicts in the Indo-Pacific would place enormous strain on conventional logistics chains and create conditions where autonomous unmanned systems could sustain distributed forces that larger surface vessels and aircraft cannot safely reach. The U.S. Navy has been developing unmanned logistics concepts under various programs, and The Royal Australian Navy's procurement of the Transwing represents Allied investment in capabilities that would need to interoperate with American platforms in any coalition operation.